Hello, dear students. Today I'll be starting with the session in connection with the introduction to SIM and automation. So in that, today we are going to discuss about reasons for automation and the benefits of automation. Automation principles and strategies. And in automation principle and strategies, there are three important steps that you need to understand clearly. That is USA principle. And the second one is 10 strategies for automation and process improvement. And the third one is automation migration strategy. So now before I proceed with the today's session, just I wanted to revise that we are in touch, means we are learning from the last two to three sessions in connection with the word automation. Okay, what all the automation cannot do, like that. So as per the discussion that we have made in the previous session, it is about how an automation system can be used in production systems and what are the different types of automated manufacturing systems based on the quantity of production. Like in case of a fixed automation, the quantity of production is high, the product variety is less. And in programmable automation, exactly it is reverse. The production quantity is less, the product variety is more. And the very commonly used type of automation system in the present industries is flexible automation, wherein we are going to have a midway production between fixed and programmable automation. So that is why in flexible automation, it is going to accept any type of product. So that is why the best example of flexible automation is nothing but a flexible manufacturing system, which is commonly used in industries in present days. And apart from that, we have also learned about computerized manufacturing support systems. So we know very well that whenever any firm, any organization, any factory to run, we require certain manufacturing support systems like business functions, product design, manufacturing planning, and manufacturing control. If the computers are used in these different sections, then it is possible to see that we are going to make the manufacturing system, manufacturing support system more efficiently and more correctly in a firm or an organization. So now let us start with the reasons for automation or benefits of automation. The first one is to increase the labor productivity. So as the name itself indicates, automation increases the production rate, definitely, because if the manual operation is to be carried out, definitely it is going to take a lot of time. So that is why automation is going to increase the rate of production and labor productivity. Labor productivity means what? Whatever the amount of effort that an operator will do, so he is also going to be taken into consideration his maximum participation during the process of production or processing of any machineries or any parts, whatever is there. This means greater output per hour of labor input. It is very clear that though we are going to use the automation technology, the output per hour of labor input will be very higher. The second one is to reduce the labor cost. To reduce the labor cost, automation reduces the labor involvement, which reduces the labor cost. Very simple understanding, because the amount of labor will be reduced, the number of workers required in an industry will reduce. Only thing is we require some skilled worker, that's all. To mitigate the effect of labor shortages, there is a general shortage of labor in many countries. This will become alternate substitute for labor shortage. So especially we know very well in all the advanced countries where the population is less, they are all going to adopt the automation. Okay, this can not only increase the efficiency of a factory or a firm, but also it can very easily face the problems associated with the availability of workers or laborers. To reduce or eliminate routine manual or clerical tasks. This is a very interesting thing to be noted, because if everything is done manual, it's going to take a lot of time, and definitely what happens, the lethargy of the workers will also be very high, which in turn it's going to hamper the production. The automation can do all routine, boring, fatiguing and irksome works, thereby improving the general working conditions. So that is what I'm telling. Whatever the operations or the machining process to be carried out, if it is a boring one or if it is a routine one, what happens, the operator will also get bored to work. But this is not going to happen if at all the automation system is being adopted in industries. To improve the workers' safety, this is also very, very important, because most of the operations are being carried out automatically. So that is why the worker safety will also improve. That is, automated machining, monitoring and control processes increases the workers' safety. Monitoring is done, controlling of the process is done automatically. That is why it enhances the safety of workers working in any industry or even in the job floor. To improve the product quality, is definitely the very basic requirement as far as the customer satisfaction is concerned. So automation leads to greater uniformity and conformity to quality specifications, and whatever the specifications, whatever the expectations of the customer is there, can be very easily met, because always it is possible to achieve the product quality as per the requirement. The next one coming up is to reduce manufacturing lead time. It increases the customer order and reduces product delivery time. See, what is the lead time? Lead time is the time that when an order is placed by the customer, it has to reach to the customer, and whatever the time is there, that time can be reduced, because everything is done very quickly because of the automation, means because of the computerization. It provides competitive manufacturing facilities to hold the future order. Even it is going to accept as the manufacturing facilities are very much competitive, means what, are automated, definitely there will be no difficulty for any factory to accept future order from the customers. And the eighth one is to accomplish processes that cannot be done manual. This is one of the most important point to be noted. If at all, the best example, if at all any welding is to be carried out in a very harsh environment, suppose if a welding operation is to be carried out in a very harsh environment or in a gaseous fumes environment, in such cases the robots can be adopted so as to carry out the welding process. So such things, we can say that it is possible to carry out the process which cannot be done manually by the workers. To avoid the high cost of not automating, If not automation means what? Again, the cost will increase. So that is why an automation is used for nearly satisfying around 9 reasons are there, and definitely 9 benefits will be there if at all any firm or industry is going to adopt the automation. The next one, a very, very important concept of the today's, is there are 3 approaches, that is automation's principles and strategies. So in that, there are 3 approaches for dealing with automation projects. So here, when I'm going to speak about the projects, it's nothing but the automation technology or the automation method through which it is possible to see that the product or the process can be carried out at ease. The first one is the USA principle. USA. The long form of USA is not United States of America, but it is understand the existing process, simplify the process, and automate the process. So that again we are discussing in detail in the coming slides. Just see that the first automation principle is USA principle, and the second one is 10 strategies for automation and process improvement. Means what type of strategy can be adopted by the industries or adopted by any firm, so that there is an improvement in the process. And the third one is automation migration strategy, how the automation got migrated from one type to another. That also we are going to discuss in detail. So you just see here in the USA principle, okay, in the USA principles, as I have told, it stands U means understand the existing process. Very, very important it is, understand the existing process. S stands for simplify the process, and A stands for automate the process. So USA, you can see the short form here, it's called as a USA, which have been indicated here very clearly. This is U, you are going to see here clearly, and S you are going to see, and finally you are also going to see A. Okay, so that is why it's called as an USA principle. So understand the existing process. Just I could read out and tell you how best we can understand the existing process in the industries. The first step in the USA approach is to understand the current process in detail. So here current process means what? So current process indicates everything. It can indicate how many machines are there, how many automated machines are there, and what is the degree of skill of worker, and what is the rate of production, everything. That is called as understanding the existing process. So to go in detail, what are the inputs? What are the outputs? Just I have told what are the inputs means what? The input, what type of raw material we are going to use, what process we are going to carry out. What are the outputs? What type of job we are going to give as an output to the customer. What exactly happens to the work unit between the input and output. Means from the raw material to the finished component, how many machineries are required, how many operations have to be carried out. All these things is called as a understanding the existing process. What is the function of the process? What is the function of the process means in each machine, which type of process or which type of operation is being carried out, how does it add value to the product? Means how does it add value to the product means what? Whenever any machining operation is done, at every step, it is going to gain a certain shape and size, and which is satisfiable by a customer. That is why it is called as the adding value to the product. What are the upstream and downstream operations in the production sequence, and can they be combined with the process under consideration? So this is very, very important. So the most important line that you need to understand is whether the processing or the operation is to be done separately, or whether the operations have to be combined, so that it is possible to understand the existing process so as to simplify and automate that which will be taken into consideration as the subsequent steps by the industries. Some of the traditional engineering tools used in methods analysis are useful in this regard, such as the operation chart and the flow process chart. This is very, very important. Whenever you are going to visit any industry, there you are going to see the operation chart and the flow process chart. Flow process chart means what? Where the product is loaded, where the finished component is going to come out, and in how many machines, up to what time in each machine the operation is carried out on this particular product. That is very, very important. Application of these tools to the existing process provides a model of the process that can be analyzed and searched for weaknesses and strengths. So what an industry is going to do, they will analyze, is there any weakness of the process is there or any strength is there. That's called the analyzing the process. The number of steps in the process, how many steps are there, mean how many operations have to be carried out, how many machines are required, how many workers are required to work. This is all coming under what? Number of steps in the process. The number and placement of inspections, how many inspections have to be done, how many times we have to do, the number of moves and delays experienced by the work unit. So what is the rate of movement of the job, okay, and how much time is delayed whenever the job or the workpiece is made to move from one machine to the another, okay, or the next one, and the time spent in storage can be ascertained by these techniques. So it is possible to calculate what is the total time spent before it is getting stored, okay. So that means it is going to start at a particular machine, it is going to end up with the last machine where it has to be stored, how much time is taken into consideration when it is made to move from one machine to the other. Is there any idle time? Everything is considered. This is called as what? Understanding the existing process by the industries. Mathematical models of the process may also be useful to indicate relationship between input parameters and output variables. My dear students, you already learned in mechatronics subject while discussing about mathematical model for the mechanical system, mathematical model for the hydraulic system, mathematical model for the thermal system. It is a model. That means we are going to discuss about what input is given, what output we are going to get, and taking into consideration the relationship. Like this, the models are being studied in detail by the industries so as to modify the process. What are the important output variables? How are these output variables affected by inputs to the process, such as raw material properties may affect, process settings may affect, operating parameters, and environmental conditions. This information may be valuable in identifying what output variables need to be measured for feedback purposes and in formulating algorithms for automatic process control. So if all this means what? Raw material properties, process settings, operating parameters, and environmental conditions. If all these things are studied in detail, then taking into consideration the feedback, it is possible to automate the process. That is very, very important. So this is called as what? The industry has to understand what is there in their process, what type of process they are going to use. So this is the first and the foremost step to automate any industries. The next one coming up is simplify the process. Simplification means what? So the process means the processing or the machining operation is to be done in such a way that it should not be a complicated one. Simplification means what? Simplify the process. Make it simple so that the process or the machining operation can be done at ease and very quickly in order to meet the customer's demand. So once simplify the process we are discussing now, once the existing process is understood, then the search begins for way to simplify. Once the existing process is understood means what? In the very first step, the firm has to study in detail, understanding their existing process. Then the process means the steps will be carried out to simplify it. So how this is done, we shall have a discussion here. This often involves a checklist of questions about the existing process. So the industry itself, it will make certain questionnaires. What is the purpose of this step or this transport? So they will study each and every step of a workflow. Okay, whether this particular operation is need to be done in this particular machine only, or can it be transferred to the next machine, like that. Is this step necessary? The same one. Can this step be eliminated? And does this step use the most appropriate technology? How can this step be simplified? Are there unnecessary steps in the process that might be eliminated without distracting from the function or whatever is there? So now the most important thing that you need to understand is there are some operations which can be done instead of taking into consideration 2 or 3 machines in one machine itself. That particular operation can be done. So this all is possible if at all any firm or industry takes it into consideration, okay, to simplify the existing process. Some of the strategies for automation and production system can help simplify the process. Can steps be combined? That's what I'm telling. Suppose if at all there are by studying the component to be produced, so first of all we have to enlist how many operations the raw material is subjected to. For example, it may be subjected to turning, drilling, milling, boring, or surface finishing or grinding, whatever is there. Whether these operations can be combined in a particular one machine itself. So that can eliminate the time, that can eliminate the labor cost, that can automate the process. Can steps be performed simultaneously? Whether is it possible to do at a time? Can steps be integrated into a manually operated production line? So we require to integrate, okay, into a manually, so that finally our aim is to see that the production efficiency is going to increase so as to simplify the process of production. So this is the second step that industry has to take into consideration. And the next step that is coming is automate the process. So automating the process means what? Once the process has been reduced to its simplest form, then automation can be considered, because in the very previous step we have simplified the process. Okay, so it is possible to automate the process. The possible forms of automation strategy can be applied, that is, an automation migration strategy can be implemented. So automation migration strategy is nothing but a strategy that will help any manual industries to go in for automation in their factory or a firm. This is called as a migration, automation migration. Okay, for that we require to understand the 10 strategies for automation and process improvement. So what we have done, we have discussed in the very previous principle known as what? USA principle. Understand. U stands for understanding the existing process. S stands for simplify the process. A stands for automate the process. So these are very, very important. So once this is done, then we require to adopt certain strategies so that it is possible to automate, or it is possible to adopt the automation technology. If the automation seems a feasible solution to improving the quality, why we are going to adopt? Because it is a feasible solution for improving the quality. It is a feasible solution, a correct solution for increasing the productivity or other measure of performance. Then 10 strategies are going to be useful for any industry to adopt for adopting the automation. These 10 strategies means what? These are the 10 important points, or these are the 10 important factors, we can consider like that also, which can help any industry to see that they are going to automate the process. The first one is specialization of the process. Okay, second one is combined operations. Third one is simultaneous operations. Integration of operations means combining. Increased flexibility means making the process more flexible. Improved material handling and storage. Okay, online inspection, process control and optimization, plant operations control, and the last one is computer integrated manufacturing. So there are 10 strategies which can help any industries to see that they are going to automate their plant, firm, or a factory. The first one is specialization of operations. The first strategy involving using unique, special purpose equipment or machines that are designed to perform particular automated tasks with the highest efficiency possible. This strategy specializes in labor and improves productivity. Specialization of operations means what? Here our main aim is to see that we are going to adopt a skilled labor. Okay, then we are going to see that the machines are designed to carry out automated operations with the highest efficiency. This is called as a specialization of operations. How we are going to make it special? By adopting the automatic machines and also by adopting the very skilled labor. So this can in turn improve the productivity. This is one of the major strategies that an industry has to think of. And the next one is combined operations. Combined operations means what? Production is usually obtained through a sequence of different operations. We know very well that production is carried out. See, there are many number of machines, and in each machine, the product will undergo different operations. So if at all, that too in a sequence. Suppose if complex parts need different processing steps before coming together, a complex part is there. In that condition, we require to use different operations at a time. With the combined operations, however, these steps are reduced or eliminated altogether. So it is possible to see that in a single machine, more number of operations to be carried out. The number of machines required for these steps is also reduced, and the results are far better, because we are not only going to reduce the number of machines, Instead of using, for example, to give a simple example, instead of using a CNC turning machine, CNC milling machine, CNC boring machine like that, we can combine all this and go for one particular computerized numerical control machines which can be used for the purpose of doing more different types of operations. This means that one machine is used for many operations and the setup time for different machines is eliminated. This saves valuable time and effort, because whenever as the number of machines increase, the number of tooling setups will increase, the number of workers will increase, the number of supervisors will increase, and not only that, the production efficiency will go down, because we are going to see that the work is made to move from one machine to another, which will take a lot of time. And the next one is, the third point is simultaneous operations. This strategy involves combining operations. When it is possible to carry out simultaneous operations? If more number of operations are combined and doing them simultaneously to reduce the processing time, this increases productivity significantly. Definitely this is going to increase the production rate of production. Integration of operations. Okay, integration involves linking several workstations, nodes, or mechanical machines into one mechanism. So what happens at a stretch, by using one particular mechanism, only the operations are integrated. This is made possible by automated devices that transfer some part between stations. So generally I have told, if at all an automatic material handling system is there where the raw material is loaded at a particular end and it can be processed in various workstations, okay, as it is made to move from one workstation to another very quickly. This reduces the machines required to carry out similar tasks and results in a more considerable increase in the output of the system. The output of the system will also increase because we have set the machines workstations in such a way that it is made to move very quickly from one machine to the another. Increased flexibility. This strategy is utilized to reduce the setup time by using flexible automation concepts. Okay, large varieties of products are processed using a single machine and the utilization of the equipment is maximized. Definitely what we are going to do, we are going to carry out on a single machine various operations, and definitely the utilization of the equipment is also enhanced. The next one is improved material handling and storage. Okay, this strategy involves the automation of material handling to reduce non-productive time. So what is the meaning of automation of material handling? The person himself is not carrying the workpiece or the part to be machined from one machine to another. So there is an automated material handling where automatically the movement is going to take place. Definitely it is going to reduce a lot of time. Productive time is reduced. The manufacture lead time is reduced and the process has less work. Okay, that is also there. Online inspection. Once the process is complete, quality measurement needs to be completed through inspection. Any inferior products are identified and reprocessed to find any improvements. Online inspection is essential as it eliminates poor standards and improves products. So this is one of the important factor to satisfy the customer for the online inspection, so that the number of rejections can be reduced to zero. Process optimization and control. This strategy involves the use of different control schemes that are intended to operate individual processes. It reduces the individual process time and improves product quality. Just it is the same one. Process optimization means what? We have to carry out the flow of the job in such a way that, okay, it can be easily controlled, it can be easily managed, it can be carried out at ease without any difficulty in a minimum productive time and with the highest product quality. This is called as what? Process control and optimization. And the next one is plant operations control. Plant operations control means what? This is applied at the plant level. The entire plant has to be controlled and the functions coordinate and reduce the aggregate plant operations. High level computer networking may be involved in such tasks. So I think this also we have discussed while discussing in the um, communication systems in the last chapter of mechatronics in the last semester, in the previous semester, in connection with a single computer controlling various operations like that, hierarchical system, centralized computer control system like that. The same technology is also adopted in plant operations control. Computer integrated manufacturing. This is the last step. This step involves business functions and engineering design. We know very well that here it is going to encompass all. It is going to encompass business functions. It is going to carry out the product design, manufacturing planning, and manufacturing control. This is the highest level of activity, and extensive use of databases, networking, and computer applications is applied. So everywhere we are going to use the computers. Every machine is automated and integrated together. Means there should be a perfect communication between one to another, okay, or from one department to another department, so that the process can be carried out at ease. This is very, very important. Now let us have an understanding about what is the meaning of automation migration strategy. Okay, so just I have told, automation migration strategy is nothing but we require to see that we are going to carry out the process of automation step by step. That is how we are going to do. However, migration means what? Changing from manual to automation. How this is done? Consider a situation where a company needs to introduce a new product into the marketplace in the shortest possible time, often in the competitive markets. So you know very well that due to very huge competition in the market, as it is called as the customer market, every time the product design, the product requirement, the product expectation, product function is going to, design of the product will go on changing. Okay, but any company needs to see that it is going to meet its demands of the customers. So any company always tries to see that their product is sold out compared to the other companies. Such a competition is there. In that condition, what happens? The easiest and the least expensive way to accomplish this objective is to design a manual production method using a sequence of workstations working independently. If the capacity needs to increase in single workstations are replicated as many times as needed to meet the demand. If the product turns out to be successful and high future demand is anticipated, then it makes sense for the company to automate the production. See, so it's very important. If the product turns out to be successful and high future demand is anticipated, then it makes sense for the company to automate the production. So first, before they go for the automation, they have to see whether the existing workstations are going to, means machines are going to satisfy manually, and in case it is needed that the demand of the customer is more, then they can think of going for the automation. The improvements are often carried out in phases. It is not possible to automate immediately. Means any firm will not think of replacing all the lathe machines, all the milling machines, all the drilling machines, manual machines, whatever lathe machines, drilling machines, milling machines, grinding machines, into directly all CNC grinding, CNC milling like that. So this is going to be done stepwise depending upon the product, type of product, the customer's demand, what is the competition in the market. Everything has to be studied, and step by step the improvements can be taken so as to automate the process. Many companies use an automation migration strategy. Migration means what? Changing gradually from manual to automation. A formalized plan for evolving manufacturing systems used to produce new products as demand grows. As the demand of the customer grows, then what happens? The various manufacturing systems can be taken into consideration. So for this, there are three, it is going to be carried out in 3 phases. So what are the 3 phases that we are discussing now in a very simple way? The phase 1 is called the manual production. That is a usual production where the process is carried out manually, and the second one is automated production, and the third phase is automated integrated production. So these are going to be adopted by the industries in a stepwise. That is why it is called as automation migration strategy. So as you are going to see very, very clearly here, you can see in the very first step, that is called as a phase 1. Okay, so in the phase 1 you are going to see very clearly, this is the starting work units, means the workpiece will go into a machine, okay, into a manual workstation, which you are going to see here. The manual workstation, and the worker is here, and this is called as a machine. Okay, so now what is happening here? The work unit will come to the manual workstation, okay, then it will go to the processing, that is work in process. You are going to see that called as a work in process. This is a work in process, okay, then it will step to the next machine. So directly finally you are going to get here the completed work unit. It may be an assembly of a part, or it may be a single part, whatever is there, it will come out. But here everywhere you are going to see that it is done manually. That is very, very important. So manual productions using single station manned cells operating independently. You are going to see here very clearly from the figure, each and every person is sitting and doing his own work. Okay, so as you are going to see, that means only one worker is adopted to one workstation, or one worker adopted to work in process. Okay, so that is why here it's called as a manual production using single station manned cells. Manned cells means the whatever the work is there is done manually. Manned cells operating independently. It is an independent operation. And in the second phase, you are going to see very clearly here, it's an automatic machine is there. Here you are going to adopt automatic machines. Okay, and the process is carried out in a stepwise, as you are going to see here. Okay, and the material handling is done manually here. Remember, the material handling is done manually. Automated production using single station automated cells operating independently. And the third one is called as automated integrated production. It is called as an automated integrated production, as you are going to see here, using a multi-station automated system with serial operations and automated transfer of work units between stations. It is very clear. It is very clear that I'll make it slightly big here now for better understanding, as you are going to see on the screen. See here what is happening. This also automatic machine. The work will start moving here and it will get ended up with the operation, and this is called as an automated transfer of work units. Means every work piece will start moving from one automatic machine to the another automatic machine on its own, means automatically. Okay, that is how it is being programmed, and it has to be integrated. Try to understand. Integration means what? Once the process is carried out here, okay, by the time the unloading is done, okay, whatever the previous part of this is there, it has to move here and this will go here like this. This is called as a continuous process, integrated process. This is very, very important. And if you are going to see very clearly with respect to time also, we have shown on a graph here. You are going to see here, you are going to see time here, that is x-axis, and y-axis represents the product demand. How is the demand is there? The demand is increasing here, and this particular phase which you are going to see, this phase is called as a manual production, this phase is called as a automated production, and the last one is the automated integrated production. Okay, so this is how the which we have understood clearly about how a manual production system can be shifted from what? Stepwise from automated single and making all the system automation. That is using automated, first one is manual production, and automated production using single station, automated integrated production. So that is the last phase. So these things with respect to time means what? Any industry which is already adopting the manual methodology of production. So they are not directly going to the phase 3. They have to make automation stepwise, that is phase wise. Phase 1 is already they are having, they have to shift to phase 2, then they have to go to the phase 3. Then only it is possible to become successful, so that the industry is going to satisfy completely the customer. This is how you require to understand. And one more thing I wanted to tell you here, I am also going to attach one or two videos along with this my presentation, and you need to go through the entire session, whatever I have taught now, whatever I have explained, and at the same time you also need to give the answers for every class assessment questions which are based on my explanation only. If you have listened to the video, then definitely you are going to answer the assessment questions. There will be for each session, okay, there will be minimum 5 questions which you need to answer, and that every chance is there that such answers may be taken into consideration while we are going to conduct the IA tests. So please go through the entire video till the end. Then you have to immediately after listening to the video, you are supposed to answer to the assessment questions. You know where to go, how to click, and what all you have to do. So every time we don't want to tell the same thing again and again, and still some of the students are remaining absent. So it's better if you only communicate with your friends that there will be no repetition of the syllabus. I think in the next class I am going to finish off your portion of the first chapter, that is CO1. First chapter of computer integrated manufacturing will be over. Remember, because in the next class we are going to discuss about the levels of automation, production, automation system, how it works and all that. Okay, I think that will be an end of this particular first chapter. So that is why I am telling you, please tell your friends to attend the class regularly. That is very, very important. At the same time, take care of yourself. Okay, stay home and stay safe. Okay, thank you.
Automation, the labor productivity increases. For example, if you give one worker a lathe machine and another worker a CNC machine, the worker who is working on the CNC machine will produce more product per hour when compared to the worker who is working on the lathe machine. The second reason is to reduce the labor cost. As by using automation, the number of direct and indirect labors will be reduced. So therefore, the labor cost will also be reduced by making use of automation. Next reason is to mitigate the effort of labor shortages. There are some developing countries where there is a labor shortage. So to mitigate these labor shortages, we can make use of automation. Next reason is to reduce or eliminate routine, manual and clerical tasks. So in the industry, there may be some routine, manual and clerical tasks which are very fatiguing to the workers. Such tasks can be automated. Next reason is to improve worker safety. The worker safety will be improved by making use of automation. There are some areas where the human being cannot work, such as nuclear power plants and other chemical industries. In such areas, we can make use of automation. And we can provide more safety to the worker by making use of automation, by making use of some safety switches on the machine. Next reason is to improve product quality. Definitely, the product quality will be improved by making use of automation, as we are making use of CNC machine, robots, and other equipments which are operating by means of a program, which is nothing but a set of instruction. So the errors or mistakes will be less. Therefore, the overall product quality will improve because of making use of automation. The next reason is to reduce manufacturing lead time. Manufacturing lead time is nothing but setup time, the time required to set up the tool or the workpiece, or to load or unload the workpiece from the machine. So these times are called as lead times or non-productive times. So these times can be reduced by making use of automation. In the CNC machine, we make use of automatic tool changer, ATC. Similarly, automatic pallet changers, APC. So they will automatically change the tools. Okay? So there the time is saved. The time required to change the tool will be saved. So therefore, this will save our manufacturing lead time, and the manufacturing lead time will be reduced. The next reason is to accomplish process that cannot be done manually. So there are some processes in the industry which are difficult to do by the workers, such as lifting of heavy jobs or more critical works. So such a task can be done by making use of automation, by making use of robots or other equipments. The next reason is to avoid the high cost of non-automating. So if we don't automate the process, if we don't implement the automation, the cost of the product will improve. So therefore, to mitigate this, we make use of automation. So these are the some of.
It may turn out that automation of the process is unnecessary or cannot be cost justified after the process has been simplified. If automation seems a feasible solution to improving productivity, quality, or other measure of performance, then the following 10 strategies provide roadmap to search for these improvements. These 10 strategies seem as relevant and appropriate today as they did in 1980. They are referred to as strategies for automation and process improvement because some of them are applicable whether the process is a candidate for automation or just for simplification. Strategy number 1, specialization of operations. The first strategy involves the use of special purpose equipment designed to perform one operation with the greatest possible efficiency. This is analogous to the specialization of labor, which is employed to improve labor productivity. Strategy number 2, combined operations. Production occurs as a sequence of operations. Complex parts may require dozens or even hundreds of processing steps. The strategy of combined operations involves reducing the number of distinct production machines or workstations through which the part must be routed. This is accomplished by performing more than one operation at a given machine, thereby reducing the number of separate machines needed. Since each machine typically involves a setup time can usually be saved by this strategy. Material handling effort, non-operation time, waiting time, and manufacturing lead time are all reduced. Strategy number 3, simultaneous operations. A logical extension of the combined operations strategy is to simultaneously perform the operations that are combined at one workstation. In effect, 2 or more processing, or assembly, operations are being performed simultaneously on the same work part, thus reducing total processing time. Strategy number 4, integration of operations. This strategy involves linking several workstations together into a single integrated mechanism, using automated work handling devices to transfer parts between stations. In effect, this reduces the number of separate work centers through which the product must be scheduled. With more than one workstation, several parts can be processed simultaneously, thereby increasing the overall output of the system. Strategy number 5, increased flexibility. This strategy attempts to achieve maximum utilization of equipment for job shop and medium volume situations by using the same equipment for a variety of parts or products. It involves the use of programmable or flexible automation. Prime objectives are to reduce setup time and programming time for the production machine. This normally translates into lower manufacturing lead time and less work in process. Strategy number 6, improved material handling and storage. A great opportunity for reducing non-productive time exists in the use of automated material handling and storage systems. Typical benefits include reduced work in process, shorter manufacturing lead times, and lower labor costs. Strategy number 7, online inspection. Inspection for quality of work is traditionally performed after the process is completed. This means that any poor quality product has already been produced by the time it is inspected. Incorporating inspection into the manufacturing process permits corrections to the process as the product is being made. This reduces scrap and brings the overall quality of the product closer to the nominal specifications intended by the designer. Strategy number 8, process control and optimization. This includes a wide range of control schemes intended to operate the individual processes and associated equipment more efficiently. By this strategy, the individual process times can be reduced and product quality can be improved. Strategy number 9, Plant Operations Control. Whereas the previous strategy is concerned with the control of individual manufacturing processes, this strategy is concerned with control at the plant level. It attempts to manage and coordinate the aggregate operations in the plant more efficiently. Its implementation involves a high level of computer networking within the factory. Strategy number 10. Computer Integrated Manufacturing, in short, CIM. Taking the previous strategy one level higher, CIM involves extensive use of computer systems, databases, and networks throughout the enterprise to integrate the factory operations and business functions. The 10 strategies constitute a checklist of possibilities for improving the production system through automation or simplification. They should not be considered mutually exclusive. For most situations, multiple strategies can be implemented in one improvement project. You will be seeing these strategies implemented in the many systems that will be discussed throughout this whole course on automation.